Life Practice community.
Okay, so getting started, seated. And once we're all settled on our mats, just take a normal cross-legged, comfortable position to begin. If you need to close your eyes just to center yourself, just for the first few seconds, whatever you've been doing before you got on the mat, whatever you've planned for after, let's all put it on hold as we start. And take a moment to just notice how you feel in the body. Notice how you're seated, and notice how your spine feels. And see if you can, just with the next breath, lengthen your spine just a little bit, creating more space between your sitting bones and the crown, the top of your head. Relax the shoulders a little more. Good. And then if your eyes are closed, go ahead and blink them to open. And stretch your arms by the sides. All right, so we're going to inhale to reach the arms up. Take a big stretch up, fingertips reaching high, sitting bones are still on the ground. Take one more breath here, lengthening just a little more. And then let your right hand come to the side in line with your right sitting bone. Reach the left arm overhead. Take a nice side bend. We're going to keep it dynamic to begin. Come back up. Inhale. On the exhale, reach to the side. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale. Try to keep the sitting bones down as you reach the left arm overhead and long. Last one, and we're going to hold it this time. Reach. And see if you want to straighten that right arm a little bit. If you want to take it a little deeper, maybe the elbow comes down. And we're going to bend that left elbow, bring the hand behind the head. Good. And slightly rotate the chest towards your right knee now, or the right thigh. Inhale, open the chest again to the starting position. And exhale, rotate towards your thigh. Can be a very, very small movement. Feel that rotation in the upper spine. Do that one more time with your breath. And come back to center. Reach back to your seated position. Reach the left arm long. Right arm comes up. Inhale first here. And on the exhale, right arm comes overhead. We're going to keep it dynamic again to begin. Inhale, center. Exhale, reach long. So every time you do this, notice how the body is opening up. Maybe you're able to reach a little further with every breath. Do this one more time, and then we're going to hold it. And see if you want to bring your elbow down, or you can keep the arms stretched out. Sitting bones are down. Open the chest and bring your right hand behind your head now. Elbow bends. Take a big breath in, opening up through the chest. On the exhale, rotate. Think of right rib cage towards the left thigh. Inhale, open the chest. And exhale, rotate. And notice what you feel in your abdominals as you do that. Driving this movement from the rib cage, pulling in the abdominals as you rotate. One more round at your own breath pace. All right. And we're going to come back to center and reach back to your seated position. All right. Now from here, let's bring our legs in a diamond position. So knees are out, feet are together, hands on your thighs. We're going to do the spine stretch forward. Okay, so the hands will slide along our legs as we round through the back. So imagine you have that beach ball in between your chest and the floor. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Hands on your thighs, shoulders away from the chest. On the exhale, tuck the chin in, slide the hands away along the legs, scoop the belly in, and reach forward. Really imagine your torso wrapping over that beach ball. Take a breath here at the bottom. And on your next exhalation, scoop the belly in a little further. And then stack your bones to come back to that straight spine. Let's do that one more time. Articulating the spine. So really imagine peeling your spine off a wall behind you. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the chin. So the upper spine will come off that wall first. One vertebra after the other. Slide your hands towards your ankles. Scoop the belly in. Feel the ribs coming in together. Draw the belly button in towards the spine. Round through the back. And with your next exhalation, can you scoop the belly in a little further? Feel those abs work as your lower back comes back against that wall, the mid back, and then the upper back. Last one, inhale, and exhale, reach. And feel free to exhale through the mouth. That helps you scoop the belly a little further. And with your next exhale, slowly come back. All right. And once you're up, we're going to stretch out the legs now. It's okay if they're slightly bent. If you can, straighten them. If you feel that this is not comfortable, place that cushion under your sitting bones. Okay, we're going to do the saw. We've done this. All of you have done this once with me. So it's a combination of the spine stretch forward and a rotation in the spine. All right, let's bring our arms by the sides. Ballet position, elbows are lifted. Okay, inhale, twist to your left side. Exhale, scoop the left arm behind you. Right arm reaches towards the pinky toe. And scoop the belly in. Imagine rounding your back over that leg. Inhale here. On the exhale, scoop the belly in a little further. Stay in that rotation. Bring the arms by the sides and then reach to that center position. Let's do that on the other side. Inhale, twist to your right. Exhale, right arm goes behind, left arm towards the outside of your right foot. Scoop the belly in, chin in, reach the left arm long. All right, slowly start to stack your bones, staying in that rotation. Reach the arms by the side and come back to center. Okay, we'll make it a little more fluid this time. Let's go. Inhale, left. Exhale, scoop. Inhale, come back. And come back to center. Inhale, right side. Exhale, take a bow. And come back. Use your breath for your movement. Do the last one at your own pace. Rotate, scoop the belly in, reach the right arm long, left arm behind you. Come back up, staying in that rotation and back to center. Twist to the other side. Reach the left arm long, round through the spine over the right leg. And come back up, stacking one bone over the other and back to center. All right, release the arms. Bring your legs back together and do your sit bone walks towards the front so that you have enough space behind you to roll back. All right, feet down. Let's hold on to the backs of our thighs and we're going to roll back one vertebra at a time, taking it nice and slow. Hands behind your thighs, lengthen the spine. Inhale. On the exhale, slowly start to articulate your spine. Tuck your tailbone, lower back, scoop the belly in, feel your ribs come back in together. Keep your shoulders away from the ears. And then feel your lower back kissing the ground. Scoop the belly in a little further and get your spine on the floor, starting from the lower back, mid back, upper back, and then the head. All right, let's begin with a couple of pelvic tilts. So bring your feet down, knees are hip width distance, feet are hip width distance. Hands on your hip bones, so the heels of your hands are on your hip bones, fingers towards your pubic bone. Okay, inhale, keep your head relaxed, shoulders relaxed. Inhale deeply. On the exhale, tilt the pelvis. Crush that imaginary little grape under your lower back without activating the glutes. Notice if you're squeezing your buttocks, if you're activating the glutes. This is just the abs working. Inhale. Come back into that natural neutral curve in your lower back. On the exhale, imagine that cup of tea on your pubic bone spilling all over the belly. Are your glutes engaged more than your abs? Try to relax the glutes. Last one, inhale. Natural curve in your lower back. And exhale, scoop the belly in, tilt the pelvis, squish that little grape under the lower back. All right. Come back to your neutral spine. Arms are by the sides this time. On the exhale, come back into that imprint position where you scoop the belly in, abs are nice and engaged. Lift one foot off the floor and then the other foot off the floor. So you're in a tabletop position, arms are long by the sides. Let's start with our toe taps. We're going to dip the left toes towards the floor and bring the leg back. So keep this angle in your knees the same throughout. We're not bending the knee further than that 90-degree angle. And only go as low as you can without that lower back coming off that imprint position. Go slow. And notice how your pelvis is disassociating from the legs. It's just the limbs moving. Your pelvis is not dancing around because your core is stabilizing it. Feel that work in the core. Let's do 2 more on each side. Only going as low as you can without the lower back coming off the floor. Keep switching. Yes, nice. So Siobhan, try not to bend the knee. It's the whole shape moving away from you. So it's the whole shape moving and coming back. Yes, last one. All right, come back to that tabletop position. We're going to dip both our feet towards the floor. So imagine you have a bucket of water. You want to dip your toes in. As soon as you touch the water, bring it back up. And keep this distance. So if your arms were stretched out, this is where your knees would be. You're not here. So when they're right over your hip bones is when you feel that connection in your core. Okay? So let's dip and back. It might be a very small movement for some of us. And keep going. Again, we're not bending the knees further than that 90-degree angle. Go slow, controlled. Yes, yes, much better. Yeah, good. Let's do 2 more. Reaching the legs away in the same shape, coming back. Last one. Nice job. All right, hug your knees in. Plant your feet down. And take a moment to first shuffle your shoulders towards the top edge of the mat to create more space between your vertebrae. And then interlace your fingers, hands behind your head. Elbows are wide but still in your vision. Press your feet down, inhale. And exhale, curl up. Draw the belly button in. Keep that space between your chin and your chest. Lower down on your inhale. Exhale, lift. We're not pulling on the head. We're not squeezing the glutes. We're using the abs. Keep going. Inhale down. Exhale, ribs come in together. Lower belly in and engaged. Notice where your eyes are when you're curling up. Remember what we did with our eyes in one of the classes? When our eyes are up, our abs engage a little less. So try to see if you can look towards your center, towards your pubic bone, so that you engage your abs a little more and you're able to curl up a little more. Keep going. Let's do 2 more. Inhaling to lower, exhaling to lift. Last one, and you hold at the top. Good. Hold it there. Can we release the hands, bring the palms together in front of us, arms reach long, little pulses. But try to reach your fingertips long. Let's keep going. Little pulses. Try to keep the base of your shoulder blades down, but the tips of your shoulders up. Let's go for 8, 7. Keep looking forward and down. We've got 5 and 4. 3, 2, 1, and release the head and the shoulders down. Nice. All right, we're going to give our neck and head a little break. We're going to do the bicycle, and then we'll add on and lift our head and shoulders after a couple of rounds with just the legs. So you can have a look first. We're going to bring our legs perpendicular to the floor. Now it's exactly the bicycle movement that we're going to do in our legs, and we're going to add a little bit of choreography, okay? So when we pull the knee in, we're going to point, and as we lower the leg, we're going to flex. So you pull in, you point, you extend, and flex, okay? So try this out a couple of times. If it feels like it's too much to do both at the same time, you can release the choreography, okay? So we're pulling the leg in as we point and flexing as we extend. And remember to keep your core engaged. Remember that? Pilates imprint position. So go a little slower, Liane, if you can. Controlled movement. We want to feel it in the core. And every time you're extending that leg, really imagine somebody pulling that leg away from you. Yes, so a little slower. Slow bicycle. Let's go for 2 or 3 more. Elongating the leg as much as you can when you extend. Last one. All right, come back to center with both your legs up perpendicular to the floor. We're going to bring our hands behind the head. We will start off by just lifting the head and the shoulders. Try to switch off almost all the muscles in your neck. So your head is relaxed and held up with your hands. Core is engaged, imprint position in the spine. And let's begin with the bicycle. So bring one knee in, pointing those toes. Exhale, leg goes away. And keep going and moving with this bicycle movement. And notice if your pelvis is starting to dance around, can you keep that stable and just move the legs? Keep the shoulders off the floor, head is relaxed in your hands. We're not pulling on the head. Let's go for 3 more. We've got this. Keep moving the legs nice and slow. Belly button in, ribs in. Last one. All right, good job. Lower the head, lower the shoulders, hug your knees in. All right, let's move into our glutes, giving our abs a little break. Okay, stretch out your arms overhead. Give yourself a good stretch here. Feel the sides of your waist. Stretch your abs. All right, and our arms will come back by the sides. Feet are hip width distance. Knees are parallel. Starting with the glute bridge. Okay, press into your feet equally. Inhale. On the exhale, lift the tailbone and slowly start to articulate your spine off the floor. And this time, really feel your glutes engage, your hamstrings engage. Lower down on the inhale. And on the exhale, lift back up. Go slow for the first 2 rounds, going at your own pace, feeling the movement of your spine, peeling on and off the floor, and feeling that engagement in the glutes. Notice how you are pressing onto your feet. Are you moving more towards the side edges, the pinky side edges? Can you push more on the big toe mount, maybe? Good. And now this time when you're up, can you keep it lifted? Keep your hips high. Draw the ribs in. Imagine you have a heavy brick on your lower ribs. Okay, belly in, glutes engaged, kneecaps reaching forward. Keep your neck long. And now imagine you want to make holes with your heels in your mat. Press the heels down and imagine you want to pull the mat towards your buttocks now. Feel those hamstrings really fire up. Keep pressing those heels down and pulling the mat towards your buttocks or towards your shoulders. Hold. Keep pulling and pushing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release that pull and push and slowly lower the spine and the hips down. Okay, good. We're going to keep moving with our glute bridge, adding on a little bit. Arms by the sides. Okay, we're going to reach up through the hips in one block now. So really imagine your abs, the waist and the hips lifting up together in one block. Lift and lower in one block. So really keep those abs active. Lift and lower. Let's go for 3 more like this. Lift and lower. Visualize your sitting bones widening and coming back together. So they come in together when you lift and they widen and separate on the inhale when you lower. Good. Last one, keep it lifted. Press into your right foot. Really put your weight onto the right foot. Can you lift the left heel first? Have your hips shifted. Can you keep both the hips level? It doesn't matter how high they go. And lift the left foot off the floor. Tabletop position in the left knee, left leg. Breathe. Press the ground away with your right foot. Hold it there. Breathe. For 3, 2, 1. Bring the foot back down. Press into the left foot. Notice what your hips are doing. Keep them level. And reach the right heel off the floor first. Notice the hips. Press into that left foot. Right knee into 90-degree angle. Tabletop position. Hold. Keep your core engaged. Ribs are together. For 3, 2, 1. Right foot comes back down and slowly lower everything down. Good. Hug your knees in. Roll from side to side. Release your lower back. All right. Let me just check what we're doing. Okay. All right. We're going to get our legs back into that 90-degree angle, tabletop position. So take a breath first. Inhale. On the exhale, scoop the belly in. Bring your legs into tabletop position. This time we're going to bring the heels together, the toes out, open the knees out slightly. So Charlie Chaplin legs. Okay, feet, toes out, heels in. Point your toes. And we're going to reach away and come back. So it's just like the toe dips that we did in the beginning, but it's in this diamond shape that we're doing it now. And notice how this feels in your inner thighs. So remember to keep your core engaged, your lower back. If your lower back starts to kick in, it means that you need to reduce the range of motion. Reaching the legs in the same shape away from you and back. So Leanne, don't bring the knees too close to your chest. Then you lose that connection in your core. So keep them at that arm distance, okay? And reach and back. Let's do 5 more. Reach and back. Feel it in your inner thighs. Nice, Susan. Go a little further if you can. Keep your core engaged. Yes, nice job. And back. Last one. Good job. And hug your knees in. Okay, we're going to roll up now. Plant your feet down, hands behind your thighs. If you want a little more challenge, you reach your arms long. Okay, you know the roll up. We're going to peel our spine off the floor and come into a seated position. So either hands hold on to the thighs or hands are long. Okay, whichever you choose, really think of your legs being heavy and pulling the upper body towards the legs. Okay, let's go. Inhale. Exhale, imprint the spine, tuck your chin in, keep your feet heavy. Slowly start to peel your spine off the floor, scoop the belly in, and come into that seated position, long spine. We're going to roll down and roll back up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, scoop the belly in. Really create space between each vertebra as you go down. And come fully down. Your hands are either on your thighs or lengthen. When you reach the bottom, reach your arms long by the sides of your ears. Give yourself a nice stretch. On the exhale, reach forward. Try without the hands holding onto your legs if you were holding onto your legs for the first round. And reach all the way up to seated. Let's do one last round and then we will add on. Inhale, exhale. Scoop the belly in. Really think of those letters that we've learned. I to J and then J to C shape. And then kissing your lower back on the floor. Reaching the arms long by the ears. And let's reach back up. Step by step. Scooping the belly in. Lifting the head. Reaching the arms long. Keeping the feet heavily grounded. You reach, yes, you've got this. Scoop the belly in and up. Okay, we're going to reach back and stay in the C shape now. Arms are long. Inhale. Exhale into J. Scoop the belly in. Belly button in. With your next exhale, go a little further down. So try to keep that top of the head high. Round through the spine. Hold in that C position. Bring your fists together in front of your chest, elbows in line. Can we twist on one side, driving the twist through your rib cage. Come back to center. Keep that scoop in the belly. Twist to the other side. Notice if your hips are moving. Can you stabilize your hips and twist? Center and twist. One more time on each side. We've got this. Twist. Center. Last one on the side. Center. Reach your arms long and come back to your seat. Okay. Bring your arms behind you. Let's work a little bit on those triceps. So, we're going to keep our feet down, knees are bent, and our hands about at an elbow distance away behind our hips. Okay? Fingers pointing towards your hips. Okay, now lift the chest. We're going to press into our feet and lift the hips up. Squeezing the glutes at the top and then lower the hips. Now when you come down, come down and then bend the elbows and press back up. Okay, we're going to slowly add on to this. Lift the hips, press into your feet up and lower the hips. Bend your elbows. It can be a very soft bend and press back up to straighten the elbows. When you straighten, you press into your feet. So move organically here. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Reach the kneecaps forward. Lower the hips down. Bend the elbows and press back up. Last one here, and then we'll do just the triceps. Let's lift the hips. Reverse tabletop position. Keep looking forward. We don't need to throw the head back. Just keep looking forward so your neck is supported. Lower the hips. Bend the elbows. And up. All right. So now we're going to lift the hips just slightly off the floor. We're not coming into that reverse position, reverse tabletop position. Just slightly off the floor. And then we're going to do little tricep dips. Okay? So take a moment if you want to give your wrist a little shake, a few rolls. And then position yourself back with your hands down, feet on the floor, fingers towards your hips. Okay, so chest is lifted, press into your feet. We're going to lift the hips just maybe 3-4 inches and then bend the elbows towards the back. They're not bending towards the sides, and press back up. A little tricep dips and keep breathing. Let's go for 5 and 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly come back down. Release your hands, release your arms. Take a few rolls with your wrists. Shake out your hands. And we're ready for our sideline sequence. So let's lie down on our left side, so the right leg is on top. Okay, we're going to start with the good old clam, and then slowly add on. All right, so hips are stacked. First things first, really imagine that stream of freezing cold water running down here under your waist, and you want to keep your waist off that water. Okay, bend both the knees, core is engaged. All right, imagine that cup of tea on the top hip, feet are together, top foot heavily resting on the bottom foot. And we're going to open, clam, and close. So keep all those points in mind. That cup of tea is not spilling. The bottom waist is trying to lift up and away from the ground. And you're squeezing your glutes when you open the knee. Your right foot is heavily resting on the left foot. Nice and slow. Open and close. Keep your core engaged. Every breath out, can you draw the ribs in together? All right, we're going to go for 8 and 7. Nice and slow. Squeeze the glutes at the top. 6. Pause for a second when you open the knee so you feel that engagement. And 4, 3, keep your core engaged, hips stacked. 2, 1. We've got a little pulses, so let's open that knee up and little pulses for 10, 9, core is engaged. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it lifted. Bring the knees together. Lift the foot up. Tap your feet together and then the knees. So we're alternating the taps. It's the foot and then the knee. Foot and knee. So we're working on externally rotating and then internally rotating at the hip. I know it's burning. Let's just go for 5. Let's keep going. Keep your core engaged. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Nice job. Release that leg. Give your glutes a nice little tap. And we're going to lift ourselves up, swing the legs over to the other side to come onto our right side now. Okay, so get that waist off the floor, hips are stacked, bend the knees, feet are stacked. Core is nice and engaged. Okay, once we've got a position, imagine that cup of tea, and let's start with the clam. Open and close. Open, squeeze the glutes, and close. Nice and slow, mindful movements. Are your feet still together? Keep them glued together. Your core is engaged, the bottom waist is lifted off the floor. Let's go for 8 more. 8 and 7, nice and slow. 6, pause for a second at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Little pulses. Let's keep that knee open and pulse. We're not opening the hip. The hips are stacked. That cup of tea is still there. For 10, 9, 8, core is engaged. Bottom waist is lifted. 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it lifted. All right, we're going to lift that foot. Bring the knees together. Foot lifts. And tap the feet together. Knees and feet. Keep moving here. The rest of the body is still working. Your core is engaged. Feel that internal rotation and then opening of the hip. Internal rotation and then opening. And you're squeezing the glutes when you're opening the knee out. Still keeping that cup of tea here. We're not allowing the top hip to fall back. Let's go for 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Release. Give your glutes a little tap. Okay, we're ready for our extension. So coming onto the belly. Okay, once we're on the belly, let's start with our dart position. So arms reach long by the sides. Legs are long. Point your toes away. Lengthen through the neck, lengthen through the spine. All right, we're going to keep our hands facing towards the body. So facing towards your thighs here, shoulders away from the ears. And we're going to just lift the upper body and the arms to begin with, okay? Inhale, keep the legs long but on the floor. Lift the chest, lift the head, lift the arms. Imagine you want to squeeze a box between your hands. Keep the neck long, crown of the head forward, and lower down. Inhale, lift. Crown of the head shooting forward, arms are reaching long. Squeeze that block in between your hands and lower down. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, lift. Activate the muscles in your upper back to squeeze those hands together. I mean, they're not touching, but imagine squeezing a block in between and then lower. Last one. Keep your legs long. And lower down. All right. We're going to lift everything now, but with the arms reaching forward. Okay? So the legs and the arms will lift up. Keep your neck long. Inhale, lift the legs. Really keep your legs long. Imagine somebody pulling your legs away. Reach the arms long. Keep the crown of the head reaching forward. Lower down. Doesn't matter how high we go. We want to think of length. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. Let's do 2 more and hold at the top. Lift, inhale. Lower, exhale. Last one, and let's hold. And swimming, we're going to lift the right arm slightly higher and the left leg slightly higher. And then switch. So opposite arm, opposite leg. Keep the crown of the head forward. The hips are not dancing around, it's just the limbs. Keep going. Keep the legs long. Imagine you don't have any knee or no knees. You want to keep the legs in one straight line. Let's go. 5, 4, keep switching. 3, 2, 1. Release everything down. Hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Press away. Little mini break on your in your child's pose. Keep the arms long. Stretch out the back. Let the head rest if it reaches the floor. And breathe. We're going to finish our extension series with the swan. So let's come up into tabletop. And while we lower down, we're going to just add 5 little Pilates push-ups. So let's keep the knees either down. If you feel more energetic, go ahead and lift the knees, okay? So the elbows will go slightly outwards, not very wide, and not chaturanga push-up either. So it's in between. Okay, when you're ready, crown reaches forward, either knees up or down. Let's go for 5. And 4. Imagine pushing the floor when you lower down and when you push up. We've got 3, 2, last one. All right, we're going to lower down on the count of 5. Let's go nice and slow. 5, 4, keep the core engaged. 3, 2, 1, and come all the way down. Good. Okay, so swan, hands not directly under the shoulders, slightly more forward. Okay, keep your legs hip width distance apart, toes outwards, heels in. So we're going to start nice and slow like a seesaw. We're going to press into our hands, lift the chest, keep the legs down. On the exhale, lower the chest, lift the legs. Energize the legs, reach the toes long. Inhale, lift the chest. Legs are long on the floor. Exhale, think of dropping your ribcage slightly more towards the front edge of the mat. Every time you lower down, just to create space, and lift. Do one more round with your own breath. And then we're going to move into what we call rock and catch. So we're going to rock, arms reach forward, and catch. Legs down, hands down. Okay, so you can have a look first if that sounded confusing. I'm going to rock and catch. Rock and catch. The legs don't have to reach very high, as long as you lift them up and keep them energized. Okay, so go with your breath. When you catch, you're inhaling and lifting the chest. On the exhale, reach the arms and the legs. Keep going. Keep that spine long. Remember, we're always prioritizing length over height. Let's do 3 or 4 more. 2, 1, last one, and release. Stack your hands, lower the forehead on your hands, and just shake your hips side to side. And while you're resting, you can just turn your head towards the screen and have a look. I think Susan knows this, the full swan. I'm just going to demonstrate it. You're either going to do the rock and catch a few more times, or you can try the full swan. So from rock and catch, you do it a couple of times, and then you keep swinging in your swan, okay? So from here, you go into the full swan. So it's really about activating the back muscles, the hamstrings, and the glutes. And to stop, you catch and then lower down. Okay, sounds like fun? Okay, let's try that out together. Let's start with our rock and catch, maybe twice so that you get that momentum, and then see if you can get into the full swan. Okay, hands are down, legs are long. Inhale, lift, and rock. Catch, and rock. And when you're ready, go for swan. Keep your neck long. Activate the back muscles. Keep going. Breathe. Yes, nice, Siobhan. 2 more. Let me see 2 more. Last one. And catch and relax. You can press yourselves up. Come into your child's pose. Nice job. I couldn't see Leanne or Susan because of the camera, angle, but I'm sure you did great. Breathe. And relax the head. Nice job. Inhale to look forward. Come back into your tabletop position. We're almost done. We're going to get to our standing position from your tabletop. Bring your hands under the shoulders, knees under the hip points. Imagine that tray of drinks on your lower back. Keep that stable. Pull the belly button in. Stretch out one leg. Keep the neck long. Stretch out the other leg. Full plank position. Scoop the belly in. Keep those abs nice and tight. And we're going to hold for 5 minutes. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Susan. Hold. Just 5 breaths. 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. 1. Bend your knees, send your hips back. Start to walk your hands towards your feet. Coming into that ragdoll position. Keep your knees bent. Let the head drop. Breathe here. Let the head feel heavy. Let your arms feel heavy. And we're going to roll up. Slowly take your time. Slowly roll up your shoulders, your neck, and your head will come up last. Nice job. Coming up to standing. Before we finish off with a little bit of balance, we're going to work on those calves. So we're going to bring our legs into this ballet position where our toes are out, heels are in. Hands can either be on your hips or you bring your arms in a ballet position, elbows out. Okay, and we're going to press into the balls of the feet and lift the heels. And lower. Lift and lower. And once again, notice if you're putting more weight onto the big toe or the pinky toes. Try to equalize that. And we're going to go for 10. So really lift your heels and lower. And 9. Lower. 8. Lower. 7. Keep those arms in that ballet position. Shoulders are not shrugging up to the ears. We've got 5. Core is engaged. 3. 2. 1. Can we keep it lifted? Keep it lifted. Reach the crown of the head high. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Okay. Step your right foot forward, left foot slightly back. We're going to lift the toes, keep the heel down, and reach the heart forward. So giving our calves a nice little stretch. Reach the heart forward. With your hands on your hips, think of drawing the hips back. Reach the heart forward. And come back up. Switch legs. Left foot forward, right foot back. Heel down on your left foot. Toes are up. Really think of pushing the floor with your heel as you reach the heart forward. Feel that stretch in your calf. The more you flex your toes towards you, the more you'll feel it in your calf muscle. And lower down, lift the chest. And last little challenge, it's our little balance before we finish off. So let's bring the left foot forward, right foot back. Okay. Hands are on the hips to start. We're going to press a little more into the left foot, soft bend in the left knee. We're not bending fully, it's just a soft bend. And we're going to lift that right foot off the floor, slide the right leg forward, bending the knee. Keep the chest open, collarbones wide, and reach the foot back to the starting position. Okay, and again, the hips stay the way they are the whole time. We're not opening the hip. Try to magnetize the inner thighs. And let's do 2 more, and then we'll add on. So 2. Last one, lift the knee. Stretch the leg back. Can you stay here? And now we're going to hinge forward, reaching the crown of the head forward and start to lift the toes off the floor. The foot does not have to reach very high off the floor. And come back to starting position. So toes down, chest lifted. Like a seesaw. Reach the heart forward, lift the toes. Your hands can either stay on your hips or you can stretch them out so that they are tracking by the sides of your ears. So in line with the ears. Let's do 3 more. Magnetize the inner thighs. Reach the heart forward, crown forward. Breathe. That's the last one. And once you're in that hinge position, can you hold just for 2 breaths? 1, 2. If you want a little challenge, you do 5 little pulses here. Think of activating the glutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Shake out that left leg. Right, we're almost done. Right side, so left foot back, soft bend in the right knee. Hands on the hips. Okay, we're going to slide that foot forward, bending the knee, keeping the collarbones wide, and stretch the leg back to starting position. Keep the lower belly engaged. Remember that Pilates position where we pull the belly button in, the ribs are connected, the collarbones stay wide. With control. Let's do 3 more and then we add on. Breathe. Notice how your vision is. Can you fix your eyes on a point without getting into that tunnel vision? Expand your vision. How much of the side walls are you able to see while your gaze is fixed on that point? Last one. And when you come back to that starting position, hinge your chest forward. Shoulders away from the ears, lift the toes off the floor. And lift the chest, toes down. Hinge. Keep going at your own pace. It's more about control. Keep your collarbone smiling. You can reach the arms long. Moving like a seesaw. Let's go for 3 more. And once you're done with the 3, you hold. We're just going to hold for 2 breaths and then optional little pulses. Okay, that's the last one. And we're holding. Hold for 1 and 2. Little pulses for those of you who want a little challenge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Shake out your right leg. Okay, shake it out. Shake out your arms. Breathe. Okay, come back to that standing position, arms by the sides. Go ahead and close your eyes just for a moment. And just shift your weight forward and back a few times. Then from one foot to the other. Good. Open your eyes if they're closed. We're going to make a few circles with our arms, inhaling to reach up, exhaling to lower. Soften the breath and smoothen it. So no rough edges in your breath, moving organically, your arms, your breath. Last one. And then when your arms are forward, take a last little roll down, dropping the chin, dropping the head, rolling down slowly. Notice how your spine feels at the end of this practice. And then slowly roll yourself back. Whenever you're ready, if your eyes are closed, you can open them. And thank yourselves for making it to the mat and for sticking with it till the end.